Man United boss Ruben Amorim spoke to the media following yesterday's 1-1 draw at home to Arsenal. He was full of praise for his captain, Bruno Fernandes.
What I can say is that we need more Brunos. That is clear. Not just the quality, the character, not some mistakes, but the character that he has, the availability in this league is so important and is so decisive with the ball and without the ball.
I have to say that hoodie he constantly wears, I absolutely love that. That's fantastic.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm not doing the shout. I'm just saying, but here's the thing. I don't like wearing club badges when I go to the gym or whatever. I just want to know if they make that without the Man United badge on it, which is terrible for me to say as a United fan, but it's a lovely title. Retro. You know what it reminds me of? Have you seen Rocky 4?
Yeah.
You know when Rocky's fighting the Russian?
Yeah.
And they're all in the corner.
Drago.
Yeah. And they've got all their retro gear on.
Yeah.
I think it's Boss they're wearing that day. Oh, no. When he's cleaning his Lamborghini, he's got that top on, hasn't he? Black one with the Adidas.
Honestly, the guy's put out about 4 shouts there in about 4 seconds.
No. I'm doing a shout out.
You heard that, did you?
If anyone at Adidas is listening, feel free. Let's go to Mark. He's an Arsenal fan. 03717223344 is the number he's dialed. Mark, hello, good afternoon.
Hi, afternoon. Just want to make 2 points. With regard to Arteta storming out the post-match interview, I'm actually glad reporters are doing this because I think so often us Arsenal fans after January really want answers, and I think so often with particularly the press conferences before the games, it's so sanitised and the club are asked friendly questions, and I think us Arsenal fans want the right answers, and I think the reason Arteta doesn't want to answer it is because him and the club have been found out by their actions in January. They took a gamble, they gambled on players staying fit, and it's horribly backfired, and it cost Arsenal the season, so they don't like being called out on it. The other point I want to make is, so many people are saying Arsenal needs to buy a striker, The wider issue is it's the creativity in the team. You can have the best striker in the world. Name me a chance yesterday that in the United game that if Arsenal had a striker you could take, they would have scored that. Name me a chance.
But this is the thing though, Mark. I think sometimes, like, not all goals are scored by creating the opportunity. I think the fact that Arsenal have got someone up in the forward line that kind of lacks that instinct, because not all goals are scored by just creating chances. Like, there might be a deflection or a ricochet, it drops, and a striker with instinct is already there, he puts it in the net, you win the game 1-0.
Yeah, I get that, but I just look at this Arsenal team now and think, and again, it comes to the poor squad planning. You know, it was Arteta and the club's decision in the summer to essentially gut the squad of all creative players. You know, you look at Emil Smith-Rowe going out, who would get in the team now. You look at people like Fabio Vieira, that there's no creativity. You kind of touched upon it. Arsenal can only score the perfect goal. All their movement.
Odegaard?
Struggling, bad.
I know, but that player's still there. He's just not playing well.
But he is. But they're so reliant on Odegaard. Like, and you know, and what Arsenal. I came on after the PSV game and said that this Arsenal team, until it can work out how to beat a team with a low block, they will continue to struggle. If a team comes out at Arsenal like PSV did, they can pick them apart. As soon as a team sits into Arsenal and says, "Go on, break us down." And Darren, you said about, well, they haven't. You know, I remember Everton at home before Christmas when Arsenal had Havertz, Saka and Martinelli up front, and they still created the grand sum of nothing. It's not just about the forward. The squad and the team lack creativity, and every move that they do is so overly choreographed that they can't score ugly goals. They can't. It's all very over choreographed.
Mark, thank you for your call.
He makes a good point, but you need someone up top that just sniffs out a chance, because those tight games where, you know what, Arsenal don't create the perfect goal, 9 times out of 10 they draw those games or lose them because there's no one in there where it's not even a chance. You know, someone just takes a shot, thinks, you know, I'm having a shot, and it ricochets and bounces to an area, and so like,
that player's not there.
Isak did that against Arsenal in the first leg of the Carabao Cup, his first goal, where it just bounced and he was there, he puts it in. Arsenal don't have that.
But also he said the lack of not buying the right player has cost Arsenal, right? I don't think it has. I think if you had Martinelli and Kai Havertz up top and Saka fit, I still don't think that front line is good enough to win the Premier League.
I think it would be closer, but you might
be closer, yeah. Gary's an Arsenal fan. Hi, Gary.
Hello there, gentlemen. How are we?
I'm good, man. How are you today?
Yeah, all good, yeah. We didn't deserve nothing, I think, yesterday. Didn't create enough, didn't work hard enough, and we got beaten. We kept trying to go through them, which were a more physical side, and I thought we got poor. But
Gary, can you pick us up? Are we on a hands-free?
I'm driving my car.
Oh, okay, fine. Go on, carry on. It's not a great line, but go on, carry on.
Great free kick, but how can an experienced ref not go down 10 yards? You never went 7 yards.
Do you know what? Though, do you know what I will say? Right, it's very rarely. I know sometimes they spray the stuff, but it's very rarely 10 yards, is it? Because as they
move forward,
then
a bit.
they edge forward. Do you know what I mean? There's so much. It's never really perfectly 10 yards, but 11 point whatever it was, 7 yards.
11.2, I think.
That is ridiculous. But then
Is it 1 yard?
Andy, I promise you now.
Is that massive?
How many times do you see a free kick on the edge of the box and you see them move it back a yard?
Yeah.
Because
a yard for like one big pace, like a metre.
Of course, just to get
It's
up
about
and
that.
down.
It's about that.
But that's just
Not a lot.
It isn't.
That's not the reason you didn't get 3 points yesterday, because the referee can't. He didn't have his tape measure with him.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.